Hey guys, very good evening to all of you. Welcome to the video number 390. My name is Ajay, and in this video we are going to learn that if you ever come across a situation where you want to paste the Excel charts as a link in the PowerPoint slides, so that if you do any changes in your charts, those changes can immediately reflect in the PowerPoint slides, then this is the right video for you. This is the right channel for you. This is the right platform for you. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you see that with your cooperation, with your support, today we are on the video number 390. So we have got 390 amazing videos on Excel, VBA, MS Access and Access VBA. Guys, if you are new to the channel, or if you are watching the channel, this video for the first time, please go to the channel and click on the playlist, and under the playlist you see all these different playlists created. This is the conditional formatting. This is the Excel VBA Access interview questions. So if you are preparing for an interview, please go ahead and watch this. When you click on that, you will find there around, I think, 35 amazing videos on the Excel VBA, MS Access and Access VBA, right? And they all videos are going to help you in clearing your interviews. In fact, a couple of you have even emailed me and thanking me, because of these videos you were able to crack the interview. So that's a very good feeling, guys. When I receive those appreciations, those emails, it makes me feel that the channel is worth it, right? So if you are new to the channel, then right now I'm on the Excel VBA connecting PowerPoint with Excel, and you can see here we have got here 9 videos, right? When you're gonna see this video, would be one more video which I will have uploaded by that time. So 10 videos, and this is going to be the 11th video in this PowerPoint series, right? My previous video 389, I talked about how to paste the ranges, the Excel range as basically a range which can be updated, how to paste that in the PowerPoint slide. But in this we are going to work with the charts, right? So if you want to follow the series, you can also follow this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 and part 6 and so on, because they are all, starting from the part 1 means that it's going to be a very basic video. And if you want to be a champion in connectivity, especially Excel and the PowerPoint integration, then I would suggest you to watch the videos one by one, starting from the part 1 and part 2 and so on, right? So let's come back to the topic. And now this is what we're going to do is I'm going to paste this chart as a link chart, right? Though I have my charts in another sheets as well, and generally requirement generally in the practical MIS is that you loop through all the sheets and you like to paste all the charts. So I have already talked about that in my under that playlist. You can find it out how to paste the multiple charts, but in this we are specifically going to talk about only the one chart. Okay, so I go to the Visual Basic. The first thing, as usual, which we are going to do, you go to the tools and the reference and make sure that PowerPoint library should be activated. You can see here it's Microsoft PowerPoint 16.0. It is check marked, right? Now this is not by default. You will have to click M here and you will have to search for the Microsoft PowerPoint library. They are all alphabetically sorted, so find it out. Where is this, right? It would come after O. Right now you don't see it here because I have already activated it, but you need to click here and then you need to press OK. Once you press OK, that automatically comes to the top. So that is the first thing you guys need to do. Now the second thing which we need to do is so let me first write the name of this macro. So as usual, because I have explained this in my previous video also and in my other videos also, I will be a little quick here. We're just going to create a PowerPoint application, and this is how you can create the PowerPoint application. Then you're going to write here set ppt equals to new PowerPoint.application. Okay, and then we will have to add the presentation, because presentation is a class which gets created only once you have the PPT, the PowerPoint created, because PowerPoint is the biggest object. Like in Excel, you have the Excel, right? So how the Excel hierarchy works generally, Excel is you have the Excel environment, and in Excel environment you have the workbook, and then you have the worksheet, and in the worksheet you have the cell, and then therefore the chart, you have the pivots and so many things, right? So the PowerPoint, if you want to follow the PowerPoint hierarchy, if you want to understand, then the PowerPoint comes as a first application, right? So under this object, then there comes the presentation. and then after the presentation we have the slides, and then we have the shapes, right? In my coming videos I'm going to talk very much on the shapes as well, how to control the shapes, how to give the font, how to change the size of the text. We will be doing lot of things, right now I will restrict myself only to PowerPoint presentation and slide. We don't need the shapes in this particular video, but this is how the hierarchy follows. It means that if you want to work with the shapes, you will have to have a slide. If you want to work with the slide, you will have to have a presentation. If you want the presentation, you will have to have a PowerPoint application object created, right? Same goes for this. If you want to write anything in the cell, obviously you got to have that sheet. If you want that sheet, you will have to open that workbook, under which that worksheet exists. And if you want to open a workbook, obviously Excel application has to be installed on your machine, isn't it? That's how it works, right? So we have created this PowerPoint application. Now the next step would be is I'm going to simply create my presentation press, as I just name it as PRES, PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm going to write here press equals to, this is how you write because I want to add the presentation. So I'm going to write here add presentation. What is the next thing? Well, the next thing is I'm going to create my slide. So I'm going to give it a name, give my slide as PowerPoint dot slide, and then you're going to write set my slide equals to press dot, then you write his slides, and then you write dot add. Okay, start the bracket. So you got to add the slide. So I just need one slide, so I'm going to write here one. Now guys, this doesn't mean that if I write here two, the two slides will be created. No, not at all, right? Two means that you're going to talk about the second slide, but when there is not even a first slide, how can you go to the second slide? So if you just run this code by writing this, let me change the layout, the format, choose the as a layout blank. If I'm going to run this, what will happen? You will get the error slide unknown member 2 is not in the valid range of 1 to 1, guys. That is very important line, right? So it says that you haven't created any, you don't have a valid range because there is not even a single slide. So many people, they get mistake here, they mistaken here that writing 3 means that it is going to create 3 slides. No, it is not that. Basically it refers to that slide number. So if I write here add 1, that means going forward my slide is going to be referred as slide number 1. And obviously if I have to add another slide after this line, I can add the slide. I can write same line again, dot add, and in the bracket I can write 2 comma pp layout blank, and the slide will be inserted because there is already one slide created. So after the one, second slide can also be created. I just thought that it should be I should share it with you so that you shouldn't have any problem. Now what is the next thing I want to do? The next thing I want to do is the slide is created. So if I just run this code right now, you know that the slide will be created. See that? Let me show you the presentation. Look at this, the presentation is created. And by the way, let's do one thing. Let me close my all the presentations, and let's start from the beginning. So, and this is as well the video number 390. I can't believe that we are on the video number 390. It's a long journey. 2 years back I started this channel, never thought that we could come so far. So thank you so much for your love and for your support, and of course for your wonderful questions. Okay, so I'm gonna make my PPT as visible as well so that we can see that, right? So we're gonna make it visible, and this is how you can make it visible. Equals to, you can write here this. So if I just go ahead and run this, look at this, what will happen? PowerPoint will be created and you will have a new slide created. Perfect. The code is working. Now, how to define the object? The chart object, right? Now to define the chart, first of all you should know that on which particular sheet you are going to pick up those charts. If you want to pick up the charts from all the sheets, then you will have to run the loop for each worksheet in worksheets, and there is already video on that, so I will not talk about that right now. We will only learn how to automatically update the charts. Now I am on the sheet B, so what I will do, I'm going to select this WS as worksheet. Okay, you might have seen me this if you are a regular watcher of my channel. If you watch the videos regularly, then you know that we use this many times. So I'm simply going to use this workbook dot sheets. Now what happens, this workbook means that where you're writing this module. So obviously you're writing this module in the ppt project.xlsm. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that B. So this means that my WS will always refer to the sheet which is called B. Okay, and now I'm going to define my chart. So guys, when you define the chart, you got to use this as a chart object if it is existing chart. If it is not an existing chart, if you want to create a chart, then you use the chart class, dem css chart. By the way, I have a playlist there if you want to learn how to create the charts and the pivots using the VBA, provided you know that how they are, getting created in Excel without any VBA. Then you can go ahead and check out the playlist, Excel VBA charts and the pivots. Okay, so there you will find it out. I have talked about from the very basic level. Okay, you will find a lot of good content there. Watch the videos starting from the scratch, so you will see there, I think the title says that it's a basic video or it's not a basic video, right? So you define your chart object like this, and then you use the set chart. So what is your chart name that you need to decide? Now I know that I'm going to talk about the B sheet, and B sheet refers to the WS, so I can directly write here WS, and then you write the chart objects, and in the chart objects you write the chart name. Now I do not know the chart name, but I just write here chart 1 for the time being. But then I click here and I got to see what is the chart name. So the chart name, you can see in the name box, it is chart 2. Okay, so I'm going to write here chart 2 like this. Okay, now your chart ch is referred to as chart 2. So when I'm going to copy this, I'm going to copy this chart, and now I'm going to copy this chart and I'm going to paste it on my slide. So I come back to my slide and I use the shapes, and I'm going to use the place special. And now what you want to do, you want the bitmap default. We don't need this, because this you can use when you want to place a chart as a image, as an image which will not be editable obviously, and which will also not be updatable, right? Which cannot be updated if you do any changes in your chart in the Excel, right? So we're not going to use that. If I press a comma, you don't need the all these things. Basically I'm looking for this link part, this link. So instead of this, you just write here link equals 2, and then you're going to write here this true, or you can also write true, that's fine, one and the same thing. Okay, now when you run this code, this should paste the chart as an updatable chart. So let us go ahead and run the code. So I'm going to run the code. If it is going to be visible, already must be knowing these lines, because I have used all these lines in my the 10 videos. But just in case if you are new, then I want to tell you that basically so far we have created a PowerPoint which is absolutely blank. You can see here, the moment I add the presentation.add, you see that in the background the presentation is added, this entire part. Now this says that you got to add the first slide. So this line which I say, my because I told you the hierarchy, how the hierarchy goes. So you see that PRES, this press actually is my presentation object. So under this presentation object, the slide is going to be created, and we have the slide here. Now once you have the slide created here, you're gonna refer to the chart which is in your the Excel workbook. So we're gonna copy the chart and we're going to paste the chart here, right? Oops, I got the error. Shapes invalid request, clipboard is empty or contains data which may not be pasted here. Well, it says clipboard is empty, so whenever you copy something and paste it, it gets stored in the clipboard first. So why it is saying that it is not actually available in the clipboard, so that means the chart is not copied. Is that the reason? Okay. All right. So I think because if you have seen my video number 389, in there we pasted the Excel this table, sort of this table as a range, and there we were able to do this using the same line. But I guess before copying the chart, let me just select this as well. Okay, because I don't see that the chart is selected here, and it might be the reason it didn't get copied. Okay, let me see that. I will run the code again. Let me close this, and now we're gonna run the code again. There we go. If it is visible, now presentation will be added, the slide will be added, and now this should select the chart. The moment I run this line, oh, look at this. Yes, look at this, guys. The Excel is automatically activated from the PowerPoint window. Did you see that? In the last time when I ran the code, it didn't show actually like this. So, and even I can see one thing, the chart is also getting selected, right? Well, the chart that is why I use this ch.select, but I wasn't expecting that while selecting the chart it will pop up the Excel. That's cool. So I'm going to copy the chart, and now let me see that. Alright, so I think it worked. Yes, the code ran. Let me have a look here. Alright, this is wonderful. This is tested. Now the real test comes if I just do any update here. So maybe I just like to change this to 888. So this is now the new chart. You can see here, and I can also go ahead and I can maybe go to the design, and I can give it some different color, maybe this color, formatting. Let's have a look. And okay, so I get to see that, I mean, the numbers are updated. Not a problem. The numbers are, I think, the updated. If I look at this, no, they're not. It is not updated. And so if I do further any changes, let me do any change here, maybe this one. If I come back to the presentation, okay, so it's not doing any change, so I can go ahead and check out my code again. So link is actually coming as true. So maybe we can do one thing. I can just close this, paste special link. I'm gonna select that. Okay, so that it should be selected. Now I will run the code again. Let me just close the file. I'm gonna run the code again. So let me run this code quickly, F5, and let's have a look how it is going to work. Right, so we have got the chart here, and object required switches, object required, no, I think the selection will work here, but then I can do one thing. I can choose this, maybe MSOC true, and I just run the code. And let me just remove these open bracket and close bracket, and we're gonna run the code now. Okay, the code ran, and we have the value here. The chart is pasted. Okay, and now let me go ahead and change something here. So I'm gonna change this number to, say, this one, or maybe let me reduce this to this one, and let's have a look here. Alright, there we go. You can see that it's actually changed. So I think the problem was with this line where I written link equals to true. It should be actually MS over C true, right? But I will not stop here. I'm further gonna do investigation, because we want to ensure that the code should work. So I'm gonna change this, and now if I come back and let me have a look here, it did not change again. However, the numbers, if I change the numbers here again, so let me just write here 8000, and I'm going to write here this as 2000, and I'm going to change this as this one. Okay. Now let's have a look if the chart is changing. Now the chart, oh yes guys, I think it's working. It's taking a little time, I think, because you see the numbers are doing fine, but the color is also, the design template is also changed, right? So if I further go and I'm going to change the design again, I'll change this now particular line, and now I'm gonna see the code in the presentation. Okay, so it is not updated yet. Okay, now if I just change the number, I think the chart is going to be activated. It is going to be updated with the new numbers. Okay, so I change this. Now if I go back and look at this, guys, this is amazing. So it means that when basically what happens, I think what is happening, whenever you are putting any number here, the chart automatically gets updated, right? Because what you put here, that is going to come in the chart. So if I just write here 2003 performance, the chart gets updated, and with that updation, your presentation basically is changing, right? Otherwise, if you don't do any change in the number and you just go ahead and just maybe change the format, for example this format, unless you do any change here, the chart is not going to reflect that way. Look at this now, right? So if I just close this presentation, and I'm going to save this first of all, let us see that if right now you see that I haven't changed the presentation. Okay, the chart, I haven't done any changes in the chart, but I'm just going to open this presentation. Let's have a look if that is going to be updated or not. I think will, because when you open this presentation which I have just saved, you'll get to see that update link pop up, right? This comes here. So if I am going to click on the update link, definitely it should give me the new chart. So I have this chart now, and I think this is exactly what I have here. Look at this, guys. So that means basically things I'm noticing here. This is a very good learning for all of us. Now, if you do any changes in the template, for example, like this, and you don't do any change in the numbers, obviously chart is not going to update itself in the presentation. Look at this, right? But if you just go ahead and close this, and now you're gonna open that update link which is coming in front of you, this particular one. If you click on that, you would see the chart. Look at this chart getting automatically updated. Perfect. Now if I change, now this is presentation is opened, not closing it, but I directly do one thing. I simply go and change these numbers to 5,000, like this, and then I go ahead and change this number as well to 3,000. Okay, and I go ahead and change this number to 7,000. So I'm changing basically everything. So I just go ahead and change this to 1,000. Now, because the chart automatically gets updated because of these new numbers, so I should be seeing the same these numbers right away in this presentation. So let's go to the presentation and let us see this. Right, if I press F5, this is what exactly we have there. So I think this is the wonderful way of learning the two new things. If you do any changes in the design, then the moment you open that PowerPoint again, it will ask you for the update links. It is going to be updated. And by the way, if I just change this to, again, let's say this one, that the PowerPoint, because I have not changed any number, there will be no changes here. What if I close this presentation? I'm going to open this, and this time I will not click on the update link. What I will do is I will cancel that. Let's have a look now. What's going to happen? Now you can see that the chart is not updated. Wow, this is amazing, guys, right? So it did not get updated. Moment now I just go ahead and again open the presentation, and this time if I click on the update link, I want to see that whether that new chart is going to come or not. Oh, wonderful. You can see that new chart is in front of you, guys. That's a very good learning, and this is also especially MSOC true. Use this. Don't write the true. Generally, you can also write true. For example, I can write here true instead of this this particular MSOC true, and point will be visible. But I think in this link, especially in the chart case, you use the MSO true, right? So this is the code. You can pause the video and you can have this code noted, and you can do the wonderful things now. I hope today it was not just a good learning for me, but for you as well, because most of the time when I record the videos, as in like I really didn't like myself to practice on the videos before uploading. I go with the flow, and that's why most of the time when you see my videos, you see that if I get stuck somewhere, it's not that we generally like to edit the videos. We pause there and we directly sort out the things there, so that you can also correlate, right? You can also see that it's not that the developers are genius. It's not that, right? You become genius if you practice it a lot. It doesn't matter you learn the things in 10 days or 5 days or maybe 100 days. What matters is that after you learn it, you can utilize it, right? So that's it for now, guys, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.